What is up? Brandon Walker, more Cowbell, the Mississippi State Podcast, SEC Country. We're here on a Monday here in the SEC Country Studios in beautiful, breathtaking, stunning Atlanta, Georgia. Right down here in downtown Atlanta. No, that's not true at all. We're up by the suburbs. We're up on 285 North, having a good time. Having a good time out here by Perimeter Mall in the SEC Country Studios. Now, I've got Landshark on the other side of the glass. I got Terp on the other side of the glass. They're both doing terribly. I've decided to make a thing out of what happened last week. What happened last week was I did not have my 2-minute drill prepared, so I let Landshark do it. So from now on, Landshark will be coming up with the 2-minute drill on Mondays. Last week it was hilariously terrible, and this week I anticipate it being bad as well. Hail State from Saltillo, Mac McBrayer, Mendenhall, Lance Chain, Alan Lundy, what's up? What's up, Brian Sisk? Hello from Oxford, Randy Shumpert. Randy, that's your fault. Hail State from Franklin, Tennessee, Henry Pennington. Hello, Brandon from Greenwood. Grace Stacker Good. Trey Adcock is here. Karen Morgan DeWeese is here from Petal. Good morning, Lynn Rhodes Gilmer from Sullivan, Alabama. Hello from Little Dewey. Steve C. is having a better day than the rest of us are. Hello from ATL, Kane Martin. Hello to you from the ATL. Hail State from Amory. Hail State from Livingston, Louisiana. Kenny Manning in Livingston, Louisiana. Daniel Martin in Amory, I think. Ringgold, Georgia. Senatobia, Mississippi. The state of Texas must really love our dogs, says Blake Boswell. Melva Allen from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. God, Fort Walton Beach. I lived there for 3 years. Every time the Fort Walton Beach is on here, I always talk about this. But I lived there, and I wish I still lived there. It was a wonderful place to live. Lived in Shalimar. That was great. My kids would be going to Choctaw High School. But couldn't afford it. All right. New York here today, Tim Lee. Wayman Hodge says, what's happening from Aberdeen? Jeff Keys from Pensacola, also on the Emerald Coast. Scott H. Chilson says, looks like Peters is all good. Yeah. Hail State from Stark Vegas. Stephen Turner, Meridian. All right, let's talk about my shirt. Because my wife bought me some shirts for my birthday, and I'm not all that confident wearing shirts like this. Shirts this nice. It's a nice shirt. It does make me look skinnier, I'll tell you that. What do you guys think about my shirt? Come on down to Gulf Breeze, says Bonnie Williamson Gable. Torrey Barnes just passed Jimmy Johnson on I-20 going through Talladega. Hail State. Ray Leno from Frisco, Texas. Corpus Christi, Texas. Micah Halfacre. Blake Boswell, Meridian. Jay Stubbs says it's an Ole Miss shirt. It is not an Ole Miss shirt. They don't own the color blue. There's nothing Ole Miss about this shirt. Wow, that is okay. Now, Landshark, don't get too close. Don't get too close. All right, that is my shirt. What's going on here? Okay, that is my shirt. Thanks, Landshark. I appreciate that. Praise the Lord, go Dogs from Columbus, Mississippi. Theophilus Brand. Stephen Turner likes my shirt. Karen Morgan DeWeese likes it. You know what? Let's just go with the women here. Hey, ladies, what you think of my shirt? It's not a little Ole Miss, says Kane Martin. What color is your shirt? It's dark blue with green on it. Dark colors are slimming, says Danny E. Pinter. Lynn Rhodes Gilmer says my wife has excellent taste. Well, she married me, didn't she? It's a Notre Dame shirt. She zoomed. Grace Thacker Good likes it. Now, let's get to my shoes. Terp hates my shoes with a passion.
The worst shoes I have ever seen.
You hate these shoes.
I hate them more than anything.
You hate them more than anything.
Yes, they are the worst.
Like if this building burned down today and we were in the rubble, you would like the burned down building more than my shoes.
Yes.
Wow. You hate my shoes.
Hate them.
Landshark, let's check out these shoes. These are, look at those shoes. Yeah, we'll move there we go. These are Doc Martens I bought in 2005. I've had them for 12 years. I've worn them 20 times. These are. Oh, don't let them look at the socks. They're not gonna like the socks. But that's my shoes. Like the shirt your wife did good, says Bonnie Williamson Gable. Ruby Harrington Dickerson, she loves it. See, the ladies like my shirt. The ladies like my shirt. The shoe cam, says Chad Mask. That's it. We have a shoe cam every show. Check out what Brandon's wearing on his feet. Why do you hate my shoes so much?
They suck.
Wow. Okay.
They're too clunky, not stylish.
Cody Duncan says they're old grandpa shoes.
Exactly.
They've been Brandon McGarity says they've been ugly shoes since 2005. Michael Wright says, do they make that shirt in men's? Grace Thacker Good likes my shoes. Bonnie Williamson Gable says, shirt good, shoes bad. Wow.
Shoes terrible.
Shoes terrible. I like my shoes. Like my shoes. I love wearing these. You know why? Because these shoes are like 2 inches thick on the bottom, and it make me really tall. And I'm already really tall. But they make me 2 inches taller, and it's fantastic. I walk around like such a jerk. D. Curtis says, let's have you do a runway to see what you are wearing every day. That's not a bad idea. That is not the worst idea we've had on this show. The worst idea is turning the 2-minute drill over to Landshark. Landshark, you got your questions ready today? Good.
She's ready.
Shoes don't help with the whole Shrek thing, says Jeremy Brown. That's not nice at all. Today on the show, we're going to talk about the NFL draft, what happened this weekend, and more importantly, what's going to happen next year. As next year, I believe, will be the most prolific NFL draft ever, not only at Mississippi State, but probably the state of Mississippi. It will be a Mississippi NFL draft, and particularly for Mississippi State, I'm thinking just on the surface, maybe as many as 11 players drafted. And that is a huge amount for Mississippi State. We'll also talk about Lamar Peters coming back to the basketball team. That is huge. Huge to have Peters back in the fold for the basketball team. This is a tournament team next year, and it needed him back to do it, and now they've got it. So we'll talk about that. Disappointing weekend in baseball as Mississippi State loses 2 out of 3 to Texas A&M. We'll talk about that briefly. And then something happened on the beach somewhere where there's an ocean, I guess. I don't even know which beach they were at. We'll talk about that. And we'll have the 2-minute drill from Landshark at the end of the show. She promises me these questions are fantastic. Is that what you promised me? Mm-hmm. All right. That's the rundown. Let's see. Anybody got anything? Peters jokes live on for another year. Yeah. They'll probably come to a head this year. Predicting 11, says Daniel Martin. How far is Bowman from Atlanta? I don't know where Bowman is, so I can't answer that question. Ethan Fleury. Brian Sisk says I look like an insurance salesman today. Switch pinstripe bell with the stadium bell. Okay. I don't know why, but I will. What did that do? What did that do? Who said that? Ray Leno. What did that accomplish? All right. They're switched. Can we believe Landshark? No, absolutely not. You cannot. Bill Anderson says better. Steven Stafford's in Forest. Wayman Hodge says I look like Jake from State Farm. Huh. Silver next to silver. All right. Oh, I see. So this is silver and this is silver, and you wanted to create some distance. That makes sense. Okay. Are we good?
Yeah.
Why am I pointing at you? You don't do anything. Are we good?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
It's the More Cowbell Show, brought to you by SEC Country. And now, your host of the More Cowbell Show, Brandon Walker.
That's me. I'm Brandon Walker. This is my show. It's called More Cowbell. It's a podcast on SEC Country. Comes out every Monday through Thursday, soon to be Monday through Friday. I do a fantastic job with it, as you can tell. Really shouldn't have slipped on the word fantastic there. That kind of ruins my point. But, excuse me. More Cowbell is officially rung in here on a Monday right after the NFL draft. We'll talk about the NFL draft. 4 Mississippi State players, probably more than we expected, drafted into the NFL this weekend. And next year, I think it's going to be the most prolific draft in Mississippi State history. We'll talk about that on the show. We'll also get to Lamar Peters coming back from the NBA draft. He had put his name in there He is coming back to the basketball team. Peters coming back is going to be huge for the Mississippi State basketball team. Disappointing weekend in baseball. Something crazy happened on the beach this weekend. We'll have a 2-minute drill at the end of the show. You know what the 2-minute drill is. I ask you 5 random questions, and you answer them on Twitter or on Facebook or wherever you are. You answer the questions. Today, because we did it last week, we kind of messed up. I forgot to do a 2-minute drill. I let Landshark ask the questions. So it's going to be Landshark Monday. We're going to let her come up with the questions. They're probably going to be god-awful. It's probably going to be embarrassing. But, hey, she gets paid too, so why not let her join in on the fun? Now, I am not wearing anything from Maroon & Company today. I'm wearing a nice insurance salesman shirt. I definitely look like a dad today, but I wish I was wearing my Maroon & Company stuff. I do have the Lefty Bell that you can only get at Maroon & Company, at Maroon & Co. on Twitter, maroonandco.com. It's a fantastic place. Got this bell from Maroon & Company. Everything, pretty much everything you see usually on the show is from there. It's a great place. You'll get lost in that store. You'll get lost on their website. Look at those cowbells right there. Now, the NFL draft. 4 players drafted from Mississippi State. We knew Martinez Rankin would get drafted. But after that, it's kind of a crapshoot. It was kind of a crapshoot. Martinez Rankin, the offensive lineman, going to the Houston Texans, where he'll probably be a multi-year starter. I think he is going to be a good player in the league. I think he has been developed properly. He is ready for the NFL. And I think he will join the ranks of the good Mississippi State players in the NFL. We don't just have alumni in the NFL. We have good players. We have Pro Bowlers like Darius Slay and Fletcher Cox, future Pro Bowler Chris Jones, Rookie of the Year Dak Prescott. You have studs in the NFL like KJ Wright, and on and on and on from Mississippi State. It is the best we have ever been represented in the NFL. It is getting a new member in Martinez Rankin, and next year comes the big load. Next year comes the big haul. Next year comes a whole passel of Mississippi State players. Now, before I get to them, let me say Martinez Rankin went to the Texans. Jordan Thomas, tight end, also went to the Texans in the 6th round. Long snapper Hunter Bradley goes to the Packers in the 7th round, the only long snapper drafted this year. And punter Logan Cook goes to the Jags in the 7th round. Now, Hunter Bradley, I can almost guarantee you is going to make that team. I can almost guarantee you, because they're not going to waste a pick, even if it's a 7th-round pick, on a long snapper unless they have a need and unless they know this guy can come make the team. They're not going to spend a whole lot of thought on long snappers. It's an important position, but you're not going to waste a pick on that usually, and they did, which tells me Hunter Bradley is going to be a Green Bay Packer. Logan Cook is a guy that has all-world ability, has played well at Mississippi State, and good to see him going to the Jags. Now, next year, I saw Bleacher Report's Matt Miller put out his way too early NFL draft projection today. He has 3 first-round picks from Mississippi State next year. You realize we have 4 in our history? 4 first-round picks in our history? And he's got 3 going next year. 3 players from Mississippi State going next year. We have more than 4. Sorry, we have more than 4. Anyway, you got Sherrod in 2011, I think. You got Fletcher Cox, and you have 2 in the 90s, and then you have a bunch. Johnny Cooks have way more than 4. Anyway, Mississippi State's has 3 in this Bleacher Report mock draft. They have Jeffrey Simmons, Montez Sweat, and Nick Fitzgerald, all selected, all chosen, all predicted to go in the first round of Bleacher Report's first mock draft today. Now, I don't know if Nick Fitzgerald's going to go in the first round. I do know that quarterbacks are obviously at a premium. You've got quarterbacks going in the top 5 and top 10 that have no business going in the top 5 or top 10, but quarterback is so important in the NFL, you have to do it. You have to do it. If you do not have a franchise quarterback, you got to take a shot. And Nick Fitzgerald at 6'5", 230 pounds, with scrambling ability, with the ability to run, if he progresses under Joe Moorhead in the 1 year he's going to have him, if he develops that down-the-field throwing threat, and I don't know if he had it last year or not because he had no receivers to show it, but if he has that this year, yeah, he absolutely can be a first-round pick. Absolutely can be a first-round pick. He's got too many things going for him to not be in that mix. Jeffrey Simmons is a slam dunk first-round pick. Montez Sweat, to me, is a slam dunk first-round pick, maybe back end of the first round, but he is a pass rusher, led the league in sacks this year. But past that, could Arius Williams get drafted? Yeah, he could. Jonathan Abram, the safety, I think he could get drafted. I think Mark McLaurin could get drafted. I think Jamal Peters could get drafted. I would say Peters might be on the line. A lot of Peters talk on the show today. Corey Thomas will get drafted, defensive tackle. Gary Green, defensive end / linebacker, will absolutely get drafted next year. Chauncey Rivers could play his way into getting drafted. Leo Lewis could play his way into getting drafted. He certainly has the measurables. He has everything the NFL is looking for. Elton Jenkins, Darrell Williams, a couple of offensive linemen, could absolutely get drafted next year. I've got 11 predicted for Mississippi State to get drafted in 2016. It could go higher. It could go a little lower. I don't think it could go much lower. I don't think it's going much lower, but it could go higher or lower. But 11 is where I've got it set. And I think that's one hell of a draft. That's one hell of a statement for how much talent is on campus right now, how much talent is going to be on the 2018 team. And, yeah, it says a lot for the last coaching staff. They left a lot for Joe Moorhead to get started with. You have to give him credit for that. Joe Moorhead, whatever he does this year, will be with a roster that was left to him by Dan Mullen. And I think it is a very, very talented roster. It's a great start to the Joe Moorhead era as we look to become a player in the NFL draft, producing players every single year. And we have been. We have been under Dan Mullen. Moving on, whose idea was this? Whose idea? Nick Fitzgerald, I guess. He's the quarterback from Mississippi State. Love Nick Fitzgerald. Big Nick Fitzgerald fan. He went to the beach with some guys, and somebody tweeted this out. Landshark, can you roll that for me? All right, so they're on the beach. Apparently Bradley is the one with the bottle on his head. Oh, my God. What was that? Look at that. Bradley has a bottle on his head, and they're doing the old William Tell thing where Nick Fitzgerald throws a ball and knocks it off. And first of all, Bradley did get scared. But I want to say this about Nick Fitzgerald. Why did he throw that ball so hard? That is terrifying. That is terrifying. You're standing about 10 yards apart, and he throws a 92-mile-an-hour fastball at this guy's head. Knocks the bottle off. Perfect throw. Fantastic accuracy. Fantastic accuracy from Nick Fitzgerald there. Really shows he's been working on it. But Bradley, I think Bradley tried to bail out there at the end. You see that, Terp? He does the, he does the old throat slash. No, don't do it. Right there before. No. Oh, he did it. He did it. That is terrifying. Bradley, you're a soldier, man. You're a champion. I would have gotten scared too. Lamar Peters is a very important player for Mississippi State basketball, probably the most important player for the future success of this program next year. He became a different kind of player in the last 10 or 15 games this season. He really became the kind of player that can drive Mississippi State back to the NCAA tournament. He transferred from he changed from a shoot first point guard who wasn't shooting very well to a pass first point guard who was also a terrific shooter. He is an NBA guy eventually. I think he is somebody with the outside shot. I think he is somebody with the explosive ability and with the court vision to be an NBA point guard, but not right now, not yet. He decided to come back after putting his name in the NBA draft and not sign an agent, and he tweeted it yesterday, he is officially back for Mississippi State, and this is the big one. Of all the players that put their name in the hat, I think this is the big one. I think Peters coming back is definitely the thing that that's going to have the biggest effect on Mississippi State basketball in 2018 and 19. You got Peters back. You got Nick Weatherspoon back. Quindary Weatherspoon hasn't said he's coming back yet, but I would imagine he is. Eric Holman put his name in the draft. He's coming back. So ultimately, State is returning pretty much its entire team outside of Wright, Eli Wright, and Xavier Stapleton, who transferred. I'm not sure they transferred on their own. Maybe they were encouraged. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But they're transferred out. You're going to bring in 5-star Reggie Perry. You're going to bring in high 4-star Robert Woodard. Then you're going to add to every piece that you had this year. Every relevant piece you had this year is coming back. It's going to be a good team. And everywhere Howland's been in his third year, he has made the tournament, and he's made a huge leap. He did it at Northern Arizona. He did it at Pitt. He did it at UCLA. And now this is technically his fourth year, but really it's his third year, as the team he had first at Mississippi State was all seniors left over from Rick Ray. He had to start over the year after that. So this is actually his number 3 year, his third year, and it looks like State's about to make the leap. Peters is just big time this year. I'm very excited about Peters coming back. I think he can be a lottery pick eventually. He's not there yet, but he has to show what he showed in the last 10 games for a whole season. And once he takes this new approach where he's getting 10, 15 assists a game and adds back in his scoring ability, and he learns when to shoot and when not to shoot, because it seems like at first he was just shooting, now he's just passing. When he mixes those two games, he's going to be deadly. And I think he's a dark horse for SEC Player of the Year in 2018 and 19. That's how good I think he can be. Now, Mississippi State baseball loses to Texas A&M 2 out of 3. I won't spend much time on this, but big opportunity loss. State had put itself in a great position by winning 4 in a row against top 10 teams. Winning 3 of 4 against Ole Miss, winning all 3 against Arkansas. Put himself in a great position. This weekend kind of dropped the ball a little bit. It's not over. Go to Alabama, then you go to Kentucky, then you have Florida. But kind of made it a little difficult. State's still going to be able, I think, to do enough to make the tournament. I think they're going to be okay in the end. But this was an opportunity lost, and it's very disappointing. Why did he bunt? Why did we sacrifice bunt in the 7th inning? Down 2 runs with your cleanup hitter. Can somebody tell me that? No? Nobody? Nothing? Okay. But whatever happens this year is going to be fun, and this is a fun baseball team to watch them battle and watch them fight. But ultimately, we're just getting to the end so we can find out who the coach is, aren't we? If you had the option as a State fan to end the season today and forego, not go to the tournament, but you get to find out your new coach tonight, I think most State fans would take that. They're ready for that boost of excitement. They're ready to find out who it is, who's leading this team into the future. All right, 2 minutes, Real. This is going to be awful. This is not going to be great, but we're going to do it. Landshark is providing. Oh, you're voicing the questions today?
Yeah.
Landshark is providing the questions. She came up with them.
Sponsored by her.
Oh, did she just flip the camera around to herself? Is that what she did?
Oh, I think she did.
Wow, look at her.
Do you want to do them? You can ask them.
Are you going to ask them, Landshark? Let Landshark ask them. She's the one that came up with the questions. You can turn the mic down while you're passing it so it doesn't sound like. There you go. All right, Landshark, Scott. Landshark on the mic. Okay. Number 1. Okay, so when I say number 1, that means you talk.
Okay,
All
my
right.
first question.
All right.
For one season, would Mississippi State fans rather have Cowbells banned and free tickets, or the Cowbells and pay for tickets like normal? But if you had the option, what would it be?
That's one of the best questions I've ever heard in my life. Okay, for one season only, would you like free tickets but you can't bring cowbells, or would you like to pay for your tickets and you can have all the cowbells you want? Wow, what a question, Landshark. That's a good question. You're proud of yourself, aren't you? Karen Morgan DeWeese says cowbells. John Stringer says pay. Matt McBrayer says free tickets. Mostly cowbells, pay. Tickets fund the program. I'll take the cowbells, pay for tickets. Only 2 people have taken the free tickets. Pay for tickets, dumb question. That's not a dumb question. That's not a dumb question at all. It's a fantastic question. But everybody, it just shows how much everybody loves their cowbells and the noise that they make. So everybody pretty much, I'd say 95% here is going with pay. Stephen Safford will take the free tickets. I think some people are being more honest than others. I just got to be honest. Because if we're talking free tickets, what if I'm telling you it's like $600 tickets, like free 50-yard line tickets all year? Number 2.
Part of the deal.
What?
That wasn't part of the deal. Just free tickets.
You know what? I was taking up for your question. I was really taking up for your question. And look at what you did. Number 2.
Number 2.
Yes, number 2. The second question. Go.
The last thing you ate is now the only thing you can eat for the rest of your life. How soon do you die?
Well, I tell you what. You have improved from week 1 to week 2. I can tell you that. So the question is, if the last thing you ate is the only thing you eat for the rest of your life, how soon do you die? Boy, I'm not making it very far. I can tell you that. I'm making it probably.
What'd you eat?
Last night, the last thing I ate, I grilled steaks with chicken wings, sausage, baked potatoes, and grilled corn. It was substantial. I bought a new grill this weekend. I bought a new grill for myself, and I broke that sucker in, and I ate steaks, and I ate everything. So,
Did your wife pay for the grill?
She did not. Do you see that I'm on this? I'm getting paid for this? Drunk chicken, says Morgan Maurice Willis. Karen Morgan DeWeese says she had shrimp. Wayman Hodge would be okay. He had 3 egg whites. I think he would. Of course, you might. If you only eat egg whites for the rest of your life, you're probably killing yourself within 2 weeks. So, Pop-Tarts go on and on, says Bill Hurt. Jake Mahan, sorry. 50 years because he's eating pork tenderloin biscuit. Daniel Martin's going a while on Cheerios. Goldfish snacks. Alan Tehan will live forever. Gary Pardue ate a burrito from Taco Bell. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of new people here. There are a lot of new dudes I've never seen. I've never seen Gary Pardue. And we put Landshark on camera. All of a sudden, the dudes show up in droves. Number 3. Okay, so when I say the number, hold on. When I say the number, you ask the question.
Okay, but I'm trying to work and switch the cameras and ask the questions, so I just need a 2-second delay.
Number 3.
Okay, number 3. What's the most useless talent that you have? Besides,
I think you're looking at it. I think you're looking at it. The most useless talent I have. The most useless talent I have. I am very good at old Nintendo games. Like old school Nintendo games. Not only playing them, but getting them to work. Because when you grew up in the 80s and 90s, Nintendo's, video games now, they just work. When you grew up back then, you had to work to make the Nintendo come on and show the screen and everything. You had to, if you put it in the first time, it might not work. So I was very good at making them work. Completely useless talent. Alan Collins says singing. Chris Williams says he had talents, ? That's not funny, Chris Williams. You're not funny. You're kind of funny.
Mine's checkers.
You're good at checkers.
So good at checkers.
Are you good at checkers?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
The best.
How'd you get good at checkers?
Because I have an Ole Miss degree.
It's probably the only thing you're good at then. Probably the only thing you're good at. Hey, is that your car out in the parking lot with the Ole Miss alumni tag on it? Do you drive a Kia?
No, I do not drive a Kia.
There's a Kia out there with Ole Miss alumni plates on it, and so it's not your car? All right, I'll go take that stuff off there then.
But I do have an alumni sticker on my car.
That's great. Micah Halfacre says he could wax you in checkers, by the way.
No way.
Jordan Goose Worrell is really good at throwing Q-tips away from across the bathroom. That is tremendous. Wayman Hodge is good at putting puzzles together. Danny E. Pinter is good at playing one song on the piano. Tanya Benny is good at ballroom dance.
Is he going to tell us the song?
David Creasy can name actors' voices when I hear them. Okay, I got another talent. Back in the 80s when I was an only child and no friends in the neighborhood, I watched every show on NBC every night, and I can name the actors from Alf and Family Ties and Dear John and every single NBC show. I could just name every actor. It was really weird.
That's sad.
I know. Good morning, Johnny Sparks. All right, here we go. You ready? Number 4.
Bill Hurt got my joke, by the way. I was taking a dig at myself at check, but thought it would be funny for Mississippi. Okay, number 4. This is a good one. This is Terp's favorite. If animals could talk, which one would be the rudest?
I mean, that's not even a question. Cats are jerks. Cats are awful. Cats would be awful people. Cats would be terrible. If you walked into your house at the end of the day, a dog's going to just talk 99 miles an hour. The cat's just going to look at you and say F you. That's what the cat's going to do. What's your answer to that?
I said an ostrich, and Terp said a hyena.
A what?
A hyena.
You didn't say it right at first. You said hyena. A hyena.
A hyena, says Terp. And I think just ostriches are just rude.
Why are ostriches? I'm sorry for this, guys. I thought this would be good. It started off really good. Llamas, says Timothy Goldsmith. Tim Lee thinks possums would be rude.
Oh, definitely. I agree.
A skunk, says Alan Collins. I think a skunk would be shy. I don't think he would say very much. Cat, snakes. We got multiple votes for llamas. Apparently llamas are just douchebags. Camels, they spit. A lion, they would scream everything they say, says Lance Chain. Terp, are you taking a nap? Number 5. Go.
Okay, my best and last question.
You've said the last 3 were your best question, but go ahead.
Who do you know that reminds you of a character in a TV show or movie.
Did you wink at the camera? Who do you know that reminds you of a TV show and a character or movie? Who do I know that reminds me? Matt Wyatt reminds me of Dr. Evil if Dr. Evil never made it past 7th grade and chewed Copenhagen. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Who do you know? Well, I mean, we don't know. We don't know your friends.
I'm going to let the people
talk. Oh, you're letting the people talk. Wayman Hodge says Brandon. Oh, I see what you did.
Finally. Finally. Took you a minute.
I see what you did. You just set Brandon Walker Shrek. Brandon Walker Shrek. Brandon Walker Shrek. That's Lance Shane, Wayman Hodge, and Jay Hammers. Bill Anderson says, what do these questions have to do with MSU? Nothing, Bill. Nothing. The 2-minute drill doesn't have anything to do with MSU. Dan Mullen, Cousin Eddie. Drew Newell says he works with a Sheldon Cooper. The woman who Medea is based off of lives in my town, so Logan Flippin says that. Matt Luke reminds me of Fred Flintstone, says Chris Williams. That's pretty funny. That is good. That is good. Wow. Well, I'm glad you guys got that. Shrek was on TV last night, by the way. Me and my kids watched Shrek. And not one of them looked at the camera or the TV and said, that looks like Daddy. Not one of them. Because I don't look like Shrek. All right? I don't look like Shrek.
I don't think so either. I just think it's funny.
Yet you don't think so, but you willingly played into that. Okay.
Just giving the people what they want.
Look what Ray Leno just said, by the way. I'm not going to read it out loud. All right. That was fun. Not really. That was fun. But, yeah, so that's going to be the show for today. We had our 2-minute drill. I'll be back with the questions tomorrow. Landshark, I hope you enjoyed your time on camera because it's never happening again. Until next time on the podcast, my name is Brandon Walker. You've been listening to More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country. Jay Hammer says I look like Lurch. Says, you know, Lurch was my nickname in high school. I'm not ashamed to tell you that. 3 out of 5 ain't bad. I thought they were pretty good questions. Some of them were awful. The animal question, that's a terrible question. The Shrek question was just mean. But the rest of them were pretty good. Matthew E. Barrett says Landshark is beautiful. The camera takes off 40 pounds. And we had to put like 4 cameras on her. We got to see Brent Rooker play last Friday night for the Chattanooga Lookout, says Danny E. Pinter. I bet that was fun. Chattanooga's a wonderful town. Chattanooga's a fantastic town. I know, Danny E. Pinter, you're in Ringgold, which is what, 15 minutes south of Chattanooga? That's probably a very beautiful place to live. I had to come to Chattanooga a couple of weeks ago, and we stopped in Dalton. Dalton was a pretty little place. That's a nice part of the world. So what else you guys want to talk about before we get out of here? We got about 10 minutes. We can talk about whatever you'd like. We can talk about football or baseball or movies. Infinity War. Did anybody go see that? Terp, did you go see Infinity War? Is Terp still taking a nap? Landshark, you don't go see movies. Landshark made this show easier to watch, says Toby Denton. I don't know what you're talking about there. Bill Anderson says Landshark looks like Kaylee Cuoco. You know who that is? The blonde off of The Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory is a show on TBS.
Worst show
CBS.
ever.
It is a terrible show. But
Not as bad as your shoes, though.
Okay. Looks like Terp got the mic back. God, I forgot to mention men's tennis. Toby Denton, I forgot to mention men's tennis. Men's tennis won the SEC championship this weekend, and I forgot to mention it on the show.
Yeah.
And I had it written down. That's me. Sorry. Kane Martin says he's doing a triple play movie night when he gets back from Anaheim next week. Avengers, the DP2, and Ready Player One. I really wish I knew what DP2 was. DP2. DP2. Deadpool. Is it Deadpool 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I saw Avengers last night. It was good. It was long.
Infinity War?
Yeah. Not a big superhero.
I literally just asked you if you watched Infinity War and you said nothing.
I was editing your thing. I wasn't listening. I had your volume down. Yes.
It's your attention to detail that makes you the best. Did you
seen
like it?
It was good.
Scale of 1 to 10.
7. I'm not a big superhero guy, so it was long.
Infinity War is a must-see if you care at all about the Marvel Comics. Drew Newell. I don't care about the Marvel Comics, but I do watch the movies. I don't get invested in them. I don't know any of the backstory or the canon, but I do watch them. Men's tennis, SEC champs, Brian Sisk, yes, fantastic for them. Going over to Tuscaloosa, winning the SEC championship. And now they'll go to the NCAA tournament and hopefully make a deep run. I have to stop typing to you while driving. Bill Anderson, yes, you do. I do not advocate you typing while driving. I never saw Deadpool. I never saw the first Deadpool.
I didn't like it.
I have 13 kids, so I don't get to watch many movies. Is Bobby C leaving B&B and joining your show? Says Kevin Wright. What? Is Bob Carskadden leaving the B&B show? They're going to have to rename it the B show? That'd be awkward. Oh, of course, I could just replace him. Who needs superheroes when we have Brandon Walker? Thank you. That's why Danny E. Pinter is my favorite. My very favorite. Who were the 4 drafted again? It was Martinez Rankin, Jordan Thomas, both to the Texans. Long snapper Hunter Bradley to the Packers, and Logan Cook, the punter, to the Jags. The rumor Malik Keith won't be at State next year true or just a rumor? Jay Hammers, I've been hearing that for quite some time. I don't know that it's true. I can't speak to his academic situation. I can tell you that people I've talked to believe he will not be at Mississippi State next year, but there are some people, I think Steve Robertson is one, that believe he will be. So just worth watching. Half the time, Hey Dad is going at it alone anyway, says Flint Williamson. Michael Wright asked me if I'm Catholic. I am not. Did you have 9 kids over the weekend? Felt like it. It felt like it. Me and my son Thomas. Me and Tommy went on a hike up here at Soap Creek. Do you know where Soap Creek is?
Nope.
Not in the Boots, no. Soap Creek is not far from here, about 10 miles up. It's in a very rich neighborhood, extremely rich. I'm pretty sure it's Chipper Jones' neighborhood, Matt Ryan's neighborhood. But it's it's like a creek that has the rocks, and it's all pleasant. And me and Tommy went hiking there, and we hiked up a mountain, and it was the worst experience of my life.
Not a big hiker either.
You're not a big anything. You don't like anything. You don't eat anything. You don't go anywhere.
I do a lot of things.
You don't do anything.
Yeah, I do. I just don't like hiking.
Your favorite team, your favorite athlete ever is Eli Manning. You're pretty much the worst person I know.
I would say I like Odell more than Eli.
I've asked you your favorite athlete ever before. You've said Eli Manning.
That's not true.
You have said that on the show. Will you people tell him he said that on the show?
I said I like him. I've never ever said he's my favorite athlete.
You have said that before.
No, I like him a lot more. What's up?
How do you feel about Saquon Barkley?
Love it.
Big Giants fan over here.
I called it, by the way.
Everybody called it. Everybody in the world knew they were taking Saquon Barkley.
No.
Who did you think they were going to get?
Just saying I called it. I did.
They had the number 2 pick. It's not like they were number 44.
What if the Browns could have taken Saquon?
The Browns aren't smart enough to do that.
Mm-hmm.
He has said that several times, Jay Hammers. I know he said it. You have said that. I've asked you, who's your favorite athlete ever, and you have said Eli Manning on this show.
My favorite athlete of all time is Michael Jordan. My favorite Giant is Odell Beckham. So how could Eli Manning be?
You have said that.
No.
Boy, if I knew what I was doing, I would go back in the video and find it.
Yep.
Wife and I took our twin 4-year-old boys to see Infinity War, and they were absolutely glued to the movie the entire time. Drew Newell, I haven't taken really my kids to see movies like that. I guess my 7-year-old could probably handle it now. I just haven't really done it. First of all, unless you have Movie Pass, and I don't because I don't get to go to movies. But taking a family of 4 kids and a wife to the movies, you're talking about $100, $150 commitment. It is ridiculous.
That is crazy.
Because you're going to get popcorn. You're going to do all that. I mean, I don't want to go to movies if I can't get popcorn. It's so expensive. I could take my kids to Six Flags before I can take them to the movies. Mac McBrayer, he has said that a lot. Karen Morgan DeWeese, yes, he has.
Nope.
Yeah, you have said that.
No, sir.
You can lie to these people. You can
I
lie to
have never said
yourself.
that.
But you have said that on
know.
this show.
I'm not saying he's my favorite athlete. No, I love Eli Manning. Not my favorite athlete.
I don't mean this the wrong. I don't take offense to this, okay? But I hate you.
Likewise.
Like, I just hate you.
So we're so well together.
Like, I do not. We're so well together. I do not like you at all. Like, Landshark went to Ole Miss. I have every reason not to like her, but I like Landshark. You? You're just a bad person. That's all.
I know.
We got 3 minutes left. Let's try to finish this strong. Let's try to finish strong on the show. Grace Thacker Good says Turp is confused. Bonnie Williamson Gable says spent $50 for 3 of us to see Infinity War. Yeah. But tickets are what? They're $11 now, $11.50, something like that.
$13.50.
$13.50. Okay.
Movie Pass, so it's free.
Well, Movie Pass is a terrific
Phenomenal
thing.
deal.
Yeah, it's a great deal. But I mean, I'm not in that world. I can't do that.
True.
But family of 6 is going to cost you over $100 no matter where you go. Not true. Not true. Steak and Shake. Kids eat free. Kids eat free on weekends. And I didn't know that until we went to Steak and Shake the other day, and they brought my ticket out, and it was $12. And I'm like, I will kiss you in the mouth. Thank you. Terp needs to come out of his shell. That's funny. That's funny.
Terps.
In Cape Girardeau, we have $5 Tuesdays. That's when we go. Tina Louise Cobb. That does sound nice. Cape Girardeau's in Missouri, I believe. What do you do for your real job, Michael Wright? I sell shoes. I model and sell shoes. Model these shoes. Are you just going to leave your camera pointed at you all day, Landshark? You're just going to leave your camera pointed at you? Is that what you're doing?
Is she moving it?
She is moving it. Yeah, look at her. No Steak and Shake in Starkville. No, but there's a Cookout. Cookout's delicious, too.
Cookout, way overrated, I think. You're just bringing up all these topics I don't like. Cookout is just not good food.
You don't like anything. You don't like
it's
cake.
cheap.
Yeah, I like this angle right here. This is a good angle. You don't like cake. You don't like cookies.
I don't like this angle.
You don't like ice cream. You don't like this angle.
Well, look at the back left is all nothing.
Whatever. You don't like, what did you just say? You don't like Cookout? What do you like? What fast food joints do you like?
Essentially all of them but Cookout.
You don't like Chick-fil-A, do you?
I like it. I don't love it. Love McDonald's.
Do you like Wendy's?
Yeah, well, I had it last night.
Do you like, I don't know.
Most fast food places I like, yes.
Do you like Nukes over there?
Yeah, it's good.
I like Nukes, but I can't leave Nukes without spending $13, and I never feel like I've gotten my money's worth.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good stuff. Grace Thacker Good says, Terp, what do you like? Give me 10 things you like in life. 10 things.
That's a lot for me to think about. I don't know.
Go ahead. 10 things.
Food.
You like food.
Beer.
Beer.
Sports.
What's your favorite beer?
Bud Light.
Bud Light. Okay. Sports.
Sports.
All right. Your favorite athlete's Eli Manning. Go.
No.
Okay.
Video games.
Video
Fun.
games. All right. You
Traveling.
Traveling.
Big travel guy.
Wow. Beautiful. All right. Can't hide money.
Um,
Okay. You're at 5.
Yeah, but I'm doing like very vague topics.
You like rap music?
I love rap music, yes.
All right.
I like EDM music. Good going to concerts.
That's like 8.
Yeah, we're getting there.
You like Italian food?
Love Italian, but I said food. That's why I could go more specific and say way more things, but
I don't think it's that.
food.
I think you're allowed to go more specific than saying I like food. That's pretty vague.
Food's good.
Food is good. I agree with you there. Blake Boswell says Firehouse Subs, ? I don't know what that's about, but I do love Firehouse Subs. I went there the other night. I get a New York steamer, which sounds nasty. It sounds like like something that will get you thrown out of most places, but it's actually a sandwich. Is a long trip for Terp a trip to Macon? No, this guy travels. Well, we're talking about going to Greece the other day, and
I've been to.
How many countries have you been to?
17 or 18.
17 or 18.
Hmm?
Have you ever been to Aberdeen, Mississippi?
Nope.
Landshark, are you dialing up Terp there? You putting the camera on Terp? That's a terrible idea. That is an awful idea. There he is. Well, you got a big line right down your face.
I don't really know is this thing?
That's that thing
That's
right
the
there.
glass.
Yeah, you got to go over
What's
there.
up, fam?
Don't ever say get the camera off him immediately. That's awful. Where did Terp go to college? He went to the University of Maryland. When did this become the Terp show? This is my show.
Always been my show.
This is my show. All right, we have gone over. Terp, burn those ugly ass shoes BW is wearing.
Gladly.
Here's the thing: these Doc Martens, I'm pretty sure these Doc Martens won't burn. And these, I feel like these could go to the bottom of a volcano and be just fine. I don't know what's wrong with my shoes. I love my shoes. Love them so much. Does he shave yet? No, I don't think he does. Terp is looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Terp is basically, what are you, 14?
Gotta be 24.
Mm-hmm. 14 going on 24. All right. You've seen Landshark. You've seen Terp. You've gone behind the glass today. And you've also seen me wearing a ball and shirt with my good-looking shoes. I have no idea what went wrong today, but we'll fix it for tomorrow. We'll talk about more Mississippi State stuff. Until next time, Ethan Fleury says, Terp, what should I do in Atlanta this weekend?
Hit the bars.
Hit the bars. Boy, you're just a fun guy, aren't you?
I'll be in Nashville this weekend, actually. My first time.
Your first time in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, you really are a world traveler. First time in Nashville.
Yes. Well, yeah. Excited.
Okay, fine. Let me get out of here before I embarrass us any further. My name is Brandon Walker. You've been watching More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country.